Yo, and we're back, y'all. We're back. Thank y'all for hanging out with us on my son podcast with Smooth Talk Podcast. Appreciate that. Thank you all for coming through. We cannot thank you all enough for sitting and hanging with us. Just gonna give it a few minutes, just waiting for a few people to come in. In the meantime, what's happening? What's going on?
Not much, tired a little bit, but glad to be here, chilling and stuff. We both did. We both needed it.
Oh, I do.
Well, no, I'm doing good. Just chilling. Been a long week, but it was good, though.
Yeah, it's been a long day. So hope everybody is doing well today. While we're coming in, I'm gonna let Brandon talk a little while. I'm gonna switch the signal. Put the thing right quick. See that help out.
But yeah, I do appreciate y'all coming through. Be a part of it. But if you missed my podcast, you can go back and watch it. Was talking about, are you living your life with someone else's expectations? That was a good episode, and we appreciate y'all for coming through. Showing love, and showing support, and stuff like that. We appreciate y'all for being here and doing the same thing, because both topic is needed.
It's something. It's always something. Signals always want to.
Always when you try to do something positive.
Try to do something. Yeah, you trying to do something positive. Always something trying to jump in the way of that doing.
Yeah, let us know if everything's working.
Yeah, we're trying to get the cameras and everything set. So it's always something. But we appreciate y'all coming in. Appreciate you hanging out with us for a little while. I'm not gonna be on too long. I'm a little tired, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna say what I gotta say. No, but for real, we just appreciate it, trying to get all this stuff set up and everything. And can y'all hear us pretty good? Let me make sure that's going on.
Yeah, that's why I ain't got up yet, because I'm trying to make sure this is good.
Yeah. Appreciate Keisha coming back, hanging out with us.
Appreciate you coming back.
Yeah. And we're coming through. Okay, she said she hears loud and clear. Okay, we're gonna roll with it then.
Good job.
We're gonna roll with it. We appreciate everybody coming through. This your first time here. Welcome to the Real Talk Conversation, where a platform has been created to come together and commune together and not divide each other. We got enough division going on out here right now in this world. We don't need no more clarity. It's a mess out here. But I just want to give you a little encouragement today before before we get out of here. Just want to give you a little bit of encouragement. You've seen the title of today, Never Give Up. That's the topic of today. Never give up. Hey, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk Conversations. We're here. We're here. I'm glad you're here today. I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I want to encourage you with something simple, and it can be powerful. Just depending on how you use it. And the topic, like I said, is don't give up, but never give up. Never give up. Sometimes you can get tired. Maybe you're going through this. Maybe you're facing this type of battle. Maybe it's something dealing with family. It's just something different. And it could be anything going on. But never give up. Don't throw that towel in. Don't throw it in. I just want to remind you there's still hope. Even though in the darkest moment, it is still hope. Even though when it doesn't look like it, it is still hope. Even when people have counted you out, it is still hope for your today, your tomorrow, and your future. Never give up. Because we do face real life struggles. Real life struggles. One thing, what's going on, Kitty? One thing that is heartbreaking when you see a lot of young people throwing their lives away. That is heartbreaking. Yeah. That's very heartbreaking. But don't give up. Don't give in. I think of Yolanda Adams. She got the song "Never Give Up." Never give up. Never give up. Never give in. Because real life struggles are real. You know, life throws curveball at you sometimes. Sometimes life throws fastball at you sometimes. Sometimes life throws a switch up. It do. It really do. Just never give into that mess. You know, you got bills piling up. You got family relationships. You got family struggling. It's a strain. Your dreams feel like they're on delay. They're not on delay. You just keep pressing forward to get to that. Your health can get shaky. You know, me and Brandon talk about that all the time. Mm-hmm. Your health can be shaky. Sometimes it just feels like no matter what and how hard you do, how hard you grind, how hard you push, like nothing is changing. And it's those moments right there we ask ourselves, is it worth it anymore? We ask ourselves that sometimes. Is it worth it?
You should say, how do you find the strength to keep going when you're in that mind state of giving up?
I'll let you answer first.
So, from a personal point of view and stuff like that, you know, find one, you know, prayer. Two, writing down, you know, how I'm feeling and what's on my mind and stuff like that, and talking to somebody that I trust, whether that's, you know, my dad, my mom, or some of y'all. And reminding myself of why I'm here and why I'm doing what I'm doing and what I'm doing it for. So it's going to be difficult. It do get times where, you know, it is frustrating. I may cry. I may get mad. I get frustrated and stuff like that, which is okay. I'm human at the end of the day, just like you're human. And I don't have everything figured out. But at the end of the day, I know I'm going to be okay because, one, I came this far. Despite the struggles I went through, I came too far to just give up and stop. I can't stop here. Not now. You know, I plan on being here for a long time. So I pray and, you know, I try to stay focused, even if I do get discouraged and stuff like that. You know, me personally, I ask God, you know, put me back on the right path, and I ask for advice. And, you know, talking amongst your friends or your family and just people you trust, y'all can share ideas of, you know, ways to help get back on track. And a lot of us, we sometimes forget, like, we're human. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. A lot of us cry out for help, but we don't want to feel like we bothering somebody or, we've been so stuck on the mindset of I'm not trying to, bother anybody with power, whatever going on, onto them and stuff like that, or in some people's cases trauma dump. But it's like when you got people that genuinely care about you and love you and stuff like that, it doesn't bother them whatsoever. They would want you to cry out for help instead of deal with it in silence. So that's just some advice I can give when it comes to that. I mean, I can do more, but let him take
and to find strength, that's when a lot of times you have to draw the line and block people out to find that strength within you to keep going. It's just like a horse. If you ever watch a horse race, they have blinders on. Let's keep them focused ahead and not be distracted on what's on the side of them. And sometimes we have to get that mindset of like, and we are in a horse race, where you put your blinders on and you stay focused. Even though it's hard sometimes to stay focused, you stay focused what's ahead of you. Just like when I got kids, I had to stay focused on them. That's why I went out here partying, drinking, and smoking, and all that kind of stuff, because I had to focus on them. Why do I want to do all that when they can look at me and I'm wondering why they drinking and smoking and doing all this? Because they watch me do it.
You have to like set an example.
So I got to set the example. So to find the strength, you put your blinders on and you pay attention. That's going to better your life and your kids' life. Don't worry about everybody else. Let everybody else have they say so. You find that strength. Sometimes you got to get alone. And I know a lot of people don't believe in God and stuff like that, but see, that's where I find my strength from. I do read, I do study, and I find strength within them. Then when I look at my kids, I find more strength in that, because I see my kids doing stuff. They're not kids no, they're grown now. I see my adults keep children do stuff, and I press forward. I see people who I ain't gonna say count on me, but they count on me to be strong, to help them with strength. I have my friends, my brothers, and they be calling me sometimes, man, I'm feeling this type of way, and we talk, and we find strength within each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because life, this thing that we call life, is something serious.
When you got people that care about you and love you, you won't feel embarrassed to share whatever it is you struggling with, because the way this generation is now and the way the world is, people be trying to make you feel embarrassed or
less than.
Yeah, or make you feel like it's bad and call out for help and stuff like that, because they stuck on the mindset of, oh, you need to deal with it by yourself and all that can go through. No, you don't. You ain't got to deal with it by yourself.
Mm-mm.
You don't. Whoever tells you that is stupid. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
God, man, it's
like what? Why? Like that's just like when parents be saying, "Hey, you gotta go through it" and stuff like that. When they have the answer that can help you, but they just rather see you struggle. It's like, why not just help it? But that's just like in general, though. If you have the answer, you can help this person out. Why not just help them give it to them instead of just making them stronger? I get that them going through on their own can build, strength and character development, but sometimes not everything has to be hard and difficult.
If Martin Luther King would have gave up, we probably would have never heard of him. Medgar Evers, probably would have never heard of him. Obama, probably would have never heard of him. A lot of great people who have come. Some of them still here, some of them are gone. We would have never heard of them. They would have just gave up. Some people have put that into an option of giving up, but it's not an option. It's really a choice. It's either you want to be on this side and press forward, or you want to be on this side and be a victim and in a pity party.
Mm-hmm. And you also got to think about how you impacted other people's lives that you came across, that love you as a person and value your life as well as their life, and how much it will affect them too, and just in general how it affect everyone around you. and stuff like that. Which I get that sounds selfish to say, but at the same time, it is it is the truth though.
Yeah.
Because you do have people that care about you and love you.
Yep.
And that want to see you be great and stuff like that. They don't want to see you going through the hardship that you're going through and the struggles that you're going through, at least by yourself. And then you got some people that tell you, you know, I'm here with you to the end, bro.
Yep.
You need to surround yourself with people like that.
Yeah. So before we go any further, we'd like to welcome everyone here on today. You could have been doing anything and everything out here in this life. Or you could have been watching whatever you want to watch, all this stuff that's on TV. We welcome each and every one of you all. If you are watching on YouTube, we appreciate you coming through. Like and share, subscribe. You know, just we're not the best. I say that all the time. Not the best. We're not the best, but we do our best to do our best and to bring some balance somewhere. Because a lot of people don't have a platform. We can try to bring people together, not to fight. And if you're on Facebook, we would like you like, follow, share, comment, come on through. Come on through and hang out with us. You know, if you're not a friend with us, become a friend with us. We just thank each and every one of you all for joining us on today. Today's topic, never give up. It's not an option. Look how far you have come. Look how far you have come in your life. You don't lost things. You don't lost loved ones. You may got fired from a certain job. You don't lost jobs. Just still here. Why do you want to get up in your age with the age, whatever your age is now? Why do you want to stop and throw in the towel at the age you are now? We don't came through a whole bunch of other stuff. Why? I don't get that part. You know, we cry about certain things that we have lost, and we use as a lot of times we use this as an example a lot of times. But look at somebody else like that's don't lost everything.
That's less fortunate than every single one of us put together.
You're not even on the street. It's some people that's on the street. I ain't talking about the one that's at the street hustle just to get some money. They can go to work, they just don't want to. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about somebody that don't have something tragic happening to their life, and they lost everything. Now they're on the street. You get to get up, turn the light switch on. You get to get up and go to the bathroom. You get to get up, walk outside, and get in your car or truck or whatever you have. You get to go to work.
Now, we're not saying, you know, what you're going through isn't important. You know, it still is important, but you also got to be mindful of, like, it's people going through way worse things than us put together.
That's right. We see it every day. Matter of fact, if you need I can give you a couple of reminders. You need a reminder. And I know a lot of people don't like to turn on the TV, look at the news. Look at the other side of the world.
Boy.
They're losing their lives in some of these senseless wars. Look at it. You're safe right now. What rocket is coming into the hospitals here? Or where are you at?
Yeah, we worry about our life every day, but literally for them, it's literally every day.
They don't know if they go to sleep, a bomb will come into their house, a rocket will come into their house. They don't know. And we take life for granted here in America.
Even if we talk about like sickle cell standpoint, stuff like that, it's a lot of people I see, you know, I guess you can consider normal or whatever. And, you know, they talk about the stuff they got going on and stuff like that. And I don't dismiss it, stuff like that, you know, and what they got going on is important too. But I also remind them, bro, you don't know what I would do to switch places with you. Like, I lived with sickle cell long enough, like, shit, at this point, Yeah, give me the cure. I'm good. I live with it long enough. So, but to be able to do the things that other people do would be great. But at the same time, I don't let that stop me or discourage me from what on my own path, what I want to do and stuff like that. Because it molded me and shaped me to the person I am today.
And if you need another encouragement about your life, and I use this example a lot, you need another encouragement, go to the cemetery, sit out there.
It's a lot of people that betray places with me.
Especially if it's a freshly dug grave that they hadn't put the body in yet, the vault and the casket in that grave yet. Go out there. Or one, they just covered one up. Go out and look. That's a reminder that your life is important. You know how much potential is laying in that cemetery right now? Because maybe their life got cut short by something or violence or whatever. You know how much potential is out there? The ones that got the potential that's in the cemetery in their grave sleep right now. You know how much potential is out there that they never even pursued. But you got a chance to. What we do sometimes, we cry, complain about everything. That's why I say a lot of times, stop complaining so doggone much. If you ain't got everything you want, then do a setback and sit back and look over your life and re-examine yourself. Because you can change a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is just a decision that we made.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't got nothing to do with no devil. This ain't got nothing to do with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times the situation that we're in is because of our own decision.
Yeah. A lot of people. Now, mind you, we are aware that, sometimes they do be the devil and all that kind of stuff. Yes. But
Not him all the time.
not all the time. Sometimes it just be you. And they like to say, well, family this or this and that, third, putting the blame on everything else. Mind you, they was doing everything on their own that led them to where they at.
If I'm out here raising hell and wreaking havoc, what you think gonna happen? So even though I know some innocent people get hurt, I say them get hurt sometimes. But if I'm living a reckless life, what you think gonna happen?
Can't blame nobody but yourself on that one.
So you have a choice. You have a choice. Which side you want to be on? You want to be on the side that I'm going to change my life, I'm going to accomplish some stuff, or you're going to get on the side like, man, forget this. I'm just going to throw my towel. Throw the towel in. But don't get mad when you throw the towel in and somebody else is advancing because they decide to change and make a better decision about their life.
Even though, like, this is the reality of it, and I know a lot of people don't like talking about it, but if you got kids and stuff like that, you got to think of it from this perspective. If you do throw in the towel and stuff like that, it's a good chance that they may end up doing the same thing that you did. It's scary and it is sad to say that, but it's the truth. Sometimes that does happen.
What's going on, Brandon?
Hey, what's good?
Brandon, meet Brandon.
What's up? What's good, Brandon? But yeah, like they need you, your family needs you and stuff like that. It's difficult, and you don't want, your loved ones to have to suffer, let alone go through the same thing you going through. And it's hard, you can teach them, that it's okay to cry, get frustrated and all this other stuff, but don't give up though. You couldn't stop.
That's why I avoid a lot of conversations, a lot of confrontation. I avoid a lot of stuff. I ain't got time. That's a headache. I ain't got time to be stressing on what somebody said about me. I ain't even got time to stress over that. People, my brother, and I still live by this to the day. I mean, I still remember this to this very day, what my brother said before he passed away. He said, Pete, they're going to always talk about you, regardless of what. Even on the day that you leave this earth and they are lowering your casket into the ground, they're gonna be talking about you. They're gonna be saying not the good stuff that you did before you pass away. They're gonna talk about, boy, I remember when Pete used to do this, and that's what they're gonna be saying. I don't heard that at so many funerals. It don't even make sense.
If you want to look at from a famous person perspective and stuff like that, they still do documentaries about Tupac and many other celebrities and stuff like that. That's been long and gone. And now they're talking about the good, the bad, and all this other stuff.
And you hear more about the bad than you do the good.
Yeah, so it's like that's a perfect example of like, bro, they gonna still talk about you even when you gone.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is your first time here. We welcome you to Real Talk Conversation. We thank y'all for coming through. We thank y'all for hanging out with us. Real Talk Conversation is a platform that was created to come together to commune together and not divide. We're not here to divide anyone. We're not here to divide nothing, because it's enough of that going on right now. Today, I just come to give you a little bit of encouragement to never give up. Never give up. Just want to encourage you, son. And here's the truth: setbacks are not the end of the story. Your story, my story, his story. It's not the end of that. Delays does not mean denial. Every great story has moments of struggle. Every great struggle. We talked about on Brandon podcast, on the Be Smooth podcast, that even with Denzel, you may see Denzel a movie, but you really didn't see Denzel famous like that until he was like 37, his late 30s. Samuel, and Kitty brought up Samuel L. Jackson. You may seen Denzel some movie, but you didn't never see Denzel headline some stuff until he was in his 30s. So don't count nothing out, because you don't know. Just to give you just a little thumb. That's right, Brandon. They talked about Jesus. They did talk about it. They talked about it, dogged him out. They dogged him out. And before I say that, I'm glad you brought it up, because here's something. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking to the ones that don't believe in Jesus, stuff like that. I'm talking about the ones that do believe in Jesus, especially some of you pastors. They talked about Jesus like a dog. They did this to Jesus like a dog. They dragged his name through the mud like a dog. Some of y'all are crying because they even say just the simplest thing about y'all. How in the world that he took it, but y'all can't take it? That's another. I'm gonna talk about this some other time. But you're right, though. You're right, though, friend. They talked about Jesus, and a lot of times we sit here and we cry about a lot of stuff that we shouldn't even be crying about. I've been in that place myself. Just to give you a story, and even in the Bible, Joseph, his brothers. That's how you know family can be shiesty.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what shiesty is just like another word of being jealous, envy, or
do you dirty.
Do you dirty. They were shiesty because of Joseph and his dreams, because of who Joseph was, because the daddy gave Joseph that coat. They took Joseph and threw Joseph in a pit. Threw him in a pit. His own brothers now. This wasn't nobody on the outside. This was his own brothers. Threw him in a pit. That's how your family can do you sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And end up telling the daddy that Joseph got unalive. So the daddy was thinking that his son Joseph was dead. I'm gonna show you how strong Joseph was too. That some of us couldn't be strong with. Even when can't think of his name right now. When he was at the palace, and the king's wife tried to get Joseph to sleep with him. with her. He refused. He said, I can't sleep with the king wife. That's why you have to have sure like he's young. He said, I can't sleep with the king wife. So he got put in prison because she was hollering like she had got raped. She was hollering like she got that. But to fast forward with the story, the brothers end up had to come to their brother when the famine hit. Ain't that something? Your family do you wrong, but they end up had to come to you. They get the grain and stuff, to get the rice and stuff, food, whatever food it was. Ain't that something? Job lost everything. He didn't lose his faith though, like so many of us do. Even in this world of today, so many successful people fail over and over before they broke through. Just think if Wright brother would have gave up about flying a plane. Somebody else would have invented it eventually. Just think they would have gave up. They didn't give up. Some people are successful because they never gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Albert Einstein, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X.
When it comes to success, it's what you determine success is.
Yeah.
Whatever your definition of that is. Like I said, whether that's having a family, watching your kids grow up and do whatever it is they want to do in life. That's your definition of success. And that's what yours is.
Yeah.
If it's, making it in the movie industry, music, dancer or model, you could go into college, whatever it is you want to do, gaming, all anime, whatever. If that's your definition of success, and that's what it is.
Yeah. So just think if they had given up in the middle of what they were trying to do, we would have never seen the ending of what their story was told. Like I said, that dash. We would have never seen it. Never. Even me looking back, if I just gave up on some things, I know I wouldn't be on this. That's just my personal story.
Mm-hmm.
If I gave up back then, not saying that he wouldn't be born when he was born, but
And shoot, if I would have gave up,
or even my daughters.
if I would have gave up, this wouldn't exist. At least my version wouldn't exist. It'd be existed by somebody else. But the way we do it,
he brought this to life.
Yeah, the way we do it, it wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. So even on your job, your job, we just gotta keep pressing on, gotta keep looking, and then once you get a certain place in your life, you can look back and be like, look how far I come. You come a long way. You come a long way. Why turn back now? Why? I'm just asking. Why would you turn back now? Why would you throw that towel in? Why would you throw your hands up? So you know what? I just give up. Why would you do that right now? You know how many people are counting on you though that you don't even know about?
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people that are watching you that you don't even know about?
That you inspire.
That you inspire. You know how many people? You don't even know it, but they're watching. You don't even know it. Your every day getting up, doing what you need to do, and going on through with life, inspire them to push themselves.
Like I explained to everybody, anybody that's doing, whether you do social media or not, whatever it is you're doing, because you inspire people on and off social media. But yeah, there's people that's doing the same thing that you do. We are aware of that, but they're not doing it like how you do it. They don't have the same personality like you. what's special about you, nobody else has. That's like you. So that's why they keep going back to watch you specifically.
Yep.
So they depend on you. They be inspired by you because what makes you special, they enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So look at it from that point of view.
And look how far you have come from back then cussing folks out. Not saying that y'all cuss people out, but back then somebody may cuss people out. You didn't cuss. You stopped cussing people out. You stopped raising so much hell. You stopped a whole lot of stuff that you used to do. Especially if you have kids now. Sometimes kids being born will help you stop doing certain things.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to be like you.
Yeah, he said I couldn't be quiet. So just
I used to have a short temper. And my temper was so short that if you did something to me, I wasn't satisfied till I got you back. That's how I used to be. Until I got to the point where my brother made me look at myself, and my brother like, you mad at somebody. You that mad at somebody to the point you up at night sometimes thinking about it, this, and this. He said, guess what? They sleep.
they got you all out of character.
I'm all out of character.
They not.
So once I got to that point, like you did something to me, I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to sleep at night. That's why I don't worry about folks like that. Not saying I'm better than anybody out here. What I mean by why I don't worry about people like that, if you want to talk about me, you want to say all this negative stuff about me, guess what? When I say my prayers, I'm going to sleep at night.
I got more important stuff to worry about than worry about what you're saying about me.
Man, I got a life I got to live. Not only that, I got to be watchful of everybody else so I can maintain my own life. Just saying. And you know, it is some steps to take to keep going out here in this world. When life feels too heavy, you got a few steps that you use that might help you. I know it helped me. Shift your perspective. See the challenge as training, not punishment. Shift your perspective about yourself. Shift it. In other words, shift this mindset. If you're in a certain mindset, shift it. Shift it. You want to do better, shift that mindset to do better. Shift it. Break it down. Don't try to solve everything at once. Just take the next step. That's all you got to do. Stop trying to do everything at once. Take your time and take the next step. You get one problem solved today, then you move to the next one. Take care of that. So now here's the one that I love about my son and his group, Smooth Talk Family. Surround yourself with support. People who speak life into you and not negativity. That's what I love about the Smooth Family. That's what I love about them. That's what I love about my brothers. That's what I love about people that I have in my circle. I don't have a whole lot of people in my circle. I really don't. My core people is what's important. My core people. Because they speak life into me and they also correct me. You don't have nobody in your life that you can't allow them to correct you. What kind of person, what kind of friend are they to you? So you just want some yes people that say yes all the time to you. Yes, sir. No, sir. They hit it, no, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And in your mind, you're like they're wrong, but you won't say nothing to them. That's not a friend. That's a yes person. Surround yourself with supportive people. They support you enough to where they can tell you the truth about yourself. You don't want to hear the truth about yourself, then you might as well just hang around yes people all the time. People hang around you that tell you about yourself is to better you in life. They're not here to hurt you, they're to better you in life. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Progress is often slow, but consistency beats quitting every time. That's writing notes down, son showed me how to do a lot of this stuff. I put this stuff in my head, but it's better for me writing it down. Stay consistent in whatever you're doing. People, the gift get better because they're consistent with it. When Brandon showed me the few steps on some of this stuff, and he told me, you're going to mess around with it. That's how I got better at doing this and consistent with it, because I'm consistent with it. Now, yes, I do work. That's why we're mostly on Sunday. There's something is going on. Or I got other stuff dealing with the church and all this other stuff. He got something going on, whatever. But we should do our best to be consistent with it. Getting better. I got notes. Because I trust me, I come right to the top of the dome and talk about some stuff now if I really wanted to. But trust me, yeah, I do.
You said I totally agree. Brandon's a big part of my support system, and he will offer a different perspective with the quickness. Yeah, I might still disagree and say I hate it here when we are done talking, but LOL. He's still my core support system. I appreciate that. I'm glad I'm able to help, in so many ways. And I try my best to give people a different perspective. And, I be enjoying it when y'all do the same thing. Because that's how it should be.
Yeah. It's going to be like that. You're going to disagree. I disagree stuff. You're going to disagree. That's part of life. But they disagreeing and agreeing to meet in the middle, that it don't break up the friendship or nothing like that. That's what it's about. As they say, iron sharpens iron. And most importantly, remember your why. Why you started and why you can't stop. Not now. Why you started, why you can't stop. Not now. Continue to press on. Continue to move on. Continue to do the best that you can.
You have to remind yourself why you do it.
Yeah. and to put some spiritual encouragement in here, because I do have Christian friends that be here. I do have people that go to church in here. Just to put some spiritual encouragement on it. Galatians 6:9 says, let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up. And Isaiah 40:31 promises that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. God sees your fight. He sees your tears when you're crying and all that stuff. And he's not done with you yet. That just goes to show you it's no place in there for you to stop whatever you're doing. It's no place in there to give up whatever you're doing. It's no place for none of that.
You came too far.
You came too far. Too far. And then if you got kids, if your kids see you stopping and giving up and throwing your hands up and throwing your towel in, what do you think they're gonna do? Unless one of them get out that mindset and say, I'm not gonna be like my mama, and I'm not gonna be like my daddy. Yeah, that's a whole nother side right there. Because some of y'all want y'all kids to be just like y'all. But in all honesty, some of your kids are not gonna be like y'all. They're not. I love my mama, but I'm not like my mama. I got a lot of ways like my mama, but I'm not like my mama. I have told this story. My dad, I hadn't seen my dad since I was 7. He don't pass away now. I hadn't seen my dad since I was 7. I got other sisters and brothers. Not like my dad. But I was going the same route he was going, having kids. My girls are back to back. 89, 90. 2 different women. See, y'all scared to share y'all personal. I'm not saying I'm gonna share all my personal stuff, but a lot of y'all scared to share that personal side with your own kids, and then you wonder why they go a certain way. Both of my girls by 2 different mamas, missing with them at the same time. 89, 90. And I was sitting there one day, I said, I'm not gonna be like him. And I hadn't even seen my daddy in between all that time. I felt that on the inside. That's why it's a gap between them and him. 8, 9 years in between gap. So you got to make a constant decision in your life if you want to be a certain way and break those curses. So it's a gap between them and him. And even if I'd have met my daddy before he left here, see, some of y'all would have been like, I don't even want to talk to him. I would rather talk to him. Not to find out what happened, but to show him he got grandkids. To show him I'm a man. To show him I have no hard feelings towards you. I'd have been like, whatever happened between you and my mama, I can't change that. It's in the past right now. Only thing we can do is build from here and go on.
It takes a lot to do that.
It takes a lot to do that. That's how you know you have matured in life. I had no all against him. I didn't. I would have loved to seen it before he left me. So he could have met them. I don't met 3 of the girls, 4 of the girls. Hopefully one day I meet the boys. And I'm like this right here. If they don't want to meet me, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm not gonna be saying, oh man, they just self, they don't even want to see me another. I'm not even gonna be like that. That's their decision, not mine. Just want to let them know, hey, y'all do have another brother. There's no hard feelings. Y'all knew nothing about me. I knew nothing about y'all. And one of my sisters that I met, we in contact. Matter of fact, when my sister passed away, she came to the funeral in support. Love her for that. She didn't have to do that. And found out when we was talking, we were just talking, and found out that my other sister used to work with my sister that passed away. Ain't that something? And they was friends. Didn't even know.
That's wild.
Yeah. So on today, y'all, I just want to remind you all one more time: don't give up. You may be closer to whatever you're trying to accomplish. You may be closer to your breakthrough. You may be closer to whatever thing that you've been praying in your life. You may be close to that. Keep moving, keep fighting, keep believing. Your story is still being written as long as you're still here on this earth. That dash is still being written. What is it going to say when you leave here? What is it going to say when you leave here? That's the question to think about. What is your dash going to say when you leave here? Did you give up or did you press forward? Did you keep going? That's what your dash going to say? Because at funerals, a lot of pastors be lying. And I'm going to leave that alone because that's a sensitive spot for a lot of people. You cannot, and I'll say this, and you cannot preach nobody into heaven. You can't. That dash is what's going to get them there. That dash, what their life was and their relationship. But that's a sensitive subject. So I'm going to leave that alone right now. We're going to talk about it. So we get ready to get up out of here and everything. And we just appreciate everybody for coming through. We cannot say it enough. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all the love that y'all always show towards us. We just thank you. As I say, we cannot say it enough. We're not the best, but we do our best. We're not large like everybody else, but we appreciate you all. And everybody, the newcomers that coming in, you know, we get to see the people when they come in. So we thank all the newcomers. It's your first time here. Appreciate you. We thank you so much for joining us on Tuesday. You could have been doing so many other things, but you tuned in just for a few minutes. We appreciate that.
Can't believe you too,
And we just thank you all. So what you got coming up, son?
Finna give me something to eat. No, I'm just playing. But nah, y'all know I got the dance videos and all that other stuff. I got some pictures, some new photos that I've taken and stuff like that I'm gonna drop pretty soon. Stuff like that, you know. Really pay attention to what's being said in the picture and stuff like that. And I'll talk more on it, but and the music choice and sometimes the lyrics and stuff like that. It's a lot of stuff, you know, we're working on behind the scenes, you know, that we gonna bring on here one day. We're not doing one next Sunday. Yeah, we're not doing it. So next
I gotta work next Sunday. End of the month for us, I work at the dealership.
Yeah, so next Sunday, you know, some of y'all might be looking forward to the episode. It won't be one, you know, this Sunday coming up. Just give y'all a heads up. He says stop getting close to the mic. Y'all gonna leave me alone. But yeah, working on some new merch and stuff like that. It's a lot that, you know, we working on. And like I said on my platform, we still figuring out the day when we gonna have people come on here and support, you know, their business or whatever it is they got going on. It's completely free. If you want to donate something, that's your decision, that's your choice. But it's gonna be free, you know, whatever, as long as it's something positive and stuff like that. So you game, you do gaming, you cook, you write comic books, you dance, you sing, whatever it is you're doing, you know, if you want to shout yourself out, you can do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it on my end. As far as what I got coming up.
Yeah, appreciate everybody coming through. I'm got to get with one of my mentors. His name is Minister Curtis Gatewood. I got to get with Leon Gatewood, his brother. I got to get with James Steele Jr. He got the prison bus showing us how prison inside of prison look. So, and a lot of I hadn't really got with them because a lot of setbacks. So stuff we had scheduled, that's what we're doing now. So the setbacks. So I got to get with them. But I'm definitely gonna get Minister Curtis on so we can talk about racism. It may be a little tight that day. It may be a little tight that day because you're not gonna want to hear some of the stuff that may come out his mouth. You may not want to hear some of the stuff that come out of my mouth. But see, that's the thing. A lot of times we don't want to hear about other people's opinion. We get mad at their opinion, but they feel like they can say what they want to say, and we don't supposed to get mad. It's just your opinion. And I see that in this word. It's your opinion. Yeah, you're going to get mad at some of the opinions. Yes, I get mad at some of the opinions. But when you're deliberately doing something, that's what should make you mad about it. Not, it ain't your opinion then. You're deliberately doing it then.
Oh yeah. Here and there, prayerfully, if nothing happened, it is gonna be certain times where we're gonna be in a different setting and in different locations, depending on what's going on and stuff like that. And we get invited somewhere or whatever the case may be. So just be on the lookout. I know somebody will be like, on a different location. So, yeah. And and then prayerfully one day we end up having a studio and stuff like that. Yeah, that's about it.
Because I will when I talk to Leon is down at the Hollis Center. That's a great location. And it's they're trying to help the kids. I go down there every opportunity I get a chance to go. We're down. Hopefully we can do this down at the Hollis Center so you get a chance to see the inside. Because what I'm going to do is we have a camera on this side, but we have a camera on the other side too. So you get a chance to see the facility and stuff like that.
Have the different angles and stuff like that.
While talking to him. But yeah, we're gonna talk about racism. Not saying we're trying to dog somebody out about that, but we want to talk about it because it is serious out here. Racism is alive. Racism make money. Racism also keep people divided. If you say you're not racist, then you should help join the fight to stop it. Not because you feel like you're gonna get cut out of the wheel or somebody gonna look at you funny. Not because of that. If I really wanted to, I could go in that Bible and show you something that a lot of y'all didn't even know existed. I can show it to you. Because a lot of people push that racism out of the Bible too. They use the Bible for that. But I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. But I'm gonna get with him. Can we talk about it and stuff like that? We appreciate y'all coming through. You ready to get out of here? I am a little tired because got up early this morning. I had to be to church early this morning. We baptized about 10 people today. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 of them was kids.
Hey, that's amazing. That is off topic, but don't be surprised, if let me see, Halloween and like Christmas or whatever, somewhere around them times and any other holiday. But since Halloween coming up, don't be surprised if I pop on here with a costume on. I'm just going to let y'all know that now.
That's gonna be funny.
Don't be surprised. I'm just throwing that out there. Got to switch it up a little bit. So hey, don't be shocked. He might not be in one, but I might be in one. We'll see though.
As I always say, wear my mask all year round.
So I'll just give y'all a heads up. So if y'all mess around and see me dressed up and something.
And again, I might. Never know.
Right. Might have a whole intro. Pop in with something crazy. Y'all never know what to expect me on my platform. I ain't gonna do it on his, but on mine.
If he do it on here, he gonna do it on mine too.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Anyway, y'all, we get ready to get out of here. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all come back. It's time we be on the lookout for the flyer because I will be making when we jump on. Hopefully we plan on doing open mic night this week too. So y'all be on the lookout. Y'all come back and join us. And y'all know how we do. We are out of this mug.